Alrighty guys, here's your standard for the down up. You're going to walk up to the rope with your feet in the designated box that will be painted on the ground. Lower yourself down, hand over hand, reaching behind you with your hand, and then pulling yourself up, keeping those hips nice, high and tight, reaching above you on the rope. There's going to be a designated spot for you to tap, and then you're going to lower yourself down and bring yourself up with minimal bend in the knee. Do not hit a 90-degree angle. That would be considered a no rep. You want to keep those legs as straight as possible, hips high and tight. As for what not to do, you don't want to be directly under the rope like this. You want to make sure you give yourself some space to have tension on the rope at all times, and you don't want to overbend at the knee like so. See how he's basically going into a squat and then pulling himself back up out of a squat? That's not what we're looking for. We want those legs straight and hips high. You don't want those hips dropping like that. Here is the movement standard to the log ground to overhead. After lapping the log like so, he cleans it to the front rack and presses up overhead. Notice triple extension of the knees, hips, and elbows, ensuring that he has completed the rep without reproach. And also notice he's not dropping the log from the top of his head. He's bringing it down, slow and controlled. You drop the log over your head, that's an automatic penalty. And now next I'm going to show you exactly how to get a no rep after quite a bit of effort. So even after lapping the log, cleaning it to that front rack, and pumping it overhead, that pump is not going to count because that triple extension is not there. It's not a rep without reproach. Here are the movement standards for the hang to overhead. So you're going to see him overhand grip the axle bar, clean it, jerk it to an overhead position. You may also snatch it if that's comfortable for you as well. The big aspect here is that the movement has to be done unbroken. Otherwise, there is a penalty for every time you drop. So you can see that he has that triple extension that we tend to reiterate of the elbows, hips forward, knees locked out. That's how you complete a rep. When it comes time to maybe take a breather, this is not acceptable. No bending at the hip crease to hold the barbell. And you are also not allowed to back rack it to rest. If you need to find yourself taking a breather, a couple places that are appropriate is the front rack position, the overhead position, and also in the hang position like so. Anything else, there would be a penalty incurred. Alrighty guys, here we're going to go over the standard for the box step over. So you're going to toss over that sandbag, you're going to step up and over, toss it over again, and once again repeat it. You're stepping over the long way on the box. One important aspect is both feet must make contact with the box, like so. You're going to be wearing a rucksack, so just be aware that that is going to be an additional challenge. But both feet, no matter what, need to make contact with the box. You may not hop over the box by placing your hands on and doing some kind of back and forth bunny rabbit thing. That is not the movement. The movement is you're going to be going over the long way and you're going to be stepping over with both feet making contact on the box. Another important note, the sandbag must travel the long way as well. It may not fall to the sides. It has to go up, end up the same place you're going to end up, basically. So keep that in mind. Here's your standard for the sandbag stress carry or bear hug. You're going to want to clean it to that front position, and you're going to either want to lock your fingers, grab your wrist, gable grip, whatever you got to do. Even when you get tired, you can hold it in this lower position here. But at absolutely no point can the bag come to your shoulder when we are requiring a stress or bear hug carry. That is not acceptable, and you'll have to redo the whole thing. Here are the standards for the hand release burpee. Chest and thighs are going to touch the ground. Hands are going to come off the ground, feet up, and then you're going to do a little jump with a surrendering position with hands up like so. And then you're going to repeat until your reps are complete. The end position is when those hands are up in the surrender position, but hands must come off the ground. And here we're demonstrating the burpee over the barbell. So notice chest and thighs are still touching the ground, and you're going to release your hands off of the ground like so. You're going to step up and then over the barbell. The rep is not complete till you go over the barbell. And you can also step over instead of hopping. But key thing here, you can keep yourself low if you'd like to, but you may not crawl over the barbell. It must be a complete movement over the bar with your feet. Here we're going to demonstrate how to move the power truck. So it's necessary when we're doing these power truck flips to not advance it forward. We want to make sure we stay static and in the same position. We're going to lift it up, hoist it up forward, and then throw it forward and pull it back to us in that same position. Then to exert your carry, you're going to lift it, put it into the pits of your elbow, and then advance forward.